What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Viktoria Plzeň versus Barcelona in the Champions League. Of course, this will be our final Champions League match of the season, where Barcelona are playing for absolutely nothing except for money. Again, nothing on the line here. We can lose 20-0, win 20-0. Nothing will happen. Barcelona will play in the Europa League come the new year. All this game really is for Barcelona to earn extra cash, for rotation, and hopefully get some momentum and some pride in this team as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already. And let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so regular kickoff time in the Champions League, and this match will be taking place in the Czech Republic at the Doosan Arena, which of course is the home of Viktoria Plzeň, and the referee for this match has also been confirmed, and it will be the Romanian referee Radu Presescu. Let's start off by taking a look at the Champions League table, where Barcelona currently sit third in their group on 4 points after playing 5 matches. We have 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 freaking losses. I don't even know why I'm doing this match preview, but I mean, there's nothing really to analyze here. We're crap. We're going to Europa League. I mean, that's it. As you can see from the goal difference and the points, if we lose this game 50-0, we're still going to Europa League. I wish there could be a chance that we finish 4th, but of course the club want Europa. I personally do not, but yeah, Barcelona have been an absolute disgrace in this Champions League campaign. If you look at the last 4 games, 3 losses and a draw. I mean, that pretty much sums it up for you. We're absolutely crap in the Champions League, and we're going to Europa. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Let's move on to the next segment. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Viktoria Plzeň, who've been one of the top 3 worst teams in the Champions League this season, of course on 0 points, and hopefully we'll stay like that after this match. The last time we faced them was, of course, at the Camp Nou, first Champions League game of the season, and still Barcelona's only win in the Champions League. It was a 5-1 victory. Lewandowski hat-trick, Kessie, of course, on the corner kick, and Varane with a beautiful volley, of course, near the end of the second half. Now, if you look at the lineup, there's some, decent rotation in there. Of course, at the time, Ansu Fati wasn't a starter, Kessie wasn't, De Jong wasn't, Roberto wasn't. I don't think Christensen or Jordi Alba were at the time as well, so fair enough rotation this game, and in the end, Barcelona walked it absolutely easy. Light work, 5-1 victory. They've taken a look at Viktoria Plzeň's last 6 matches in all competition. In their last league game, they won 3-0. They lost to Inter Milan 4-0 in the Champions League. They beat some other team 3-1. They lost some cup game 3-2. They beat another team 3-0. Then they lost to Bayern Munich 4-2. I don't know why, but let's take a quick look at the last 3 matches in all competition. First one, the league, comfortable win, 3-1 at home. Again, Viktoria Plzeň like to play in the 3 at the back. I mean, I don't know any of their players. Let's move on again. 4-0 loss against Inter, of course, the game that we kind of wanted them to bless us with a draw or even a somehow miraculously win. No chance. Again, 3 at the back system. I mean, let's just move on again. I have nothing really to say. Then the last game over the weekend, they won 3-0. Again, 3 at the back system. I do know their number 77. Apparently, he is their best player alongside their number 10, I believe. That's basically the knowledge I have of Viktoria Plzeň. But yeah, they won over the weekend. Good win for them away from home as well. Watch out for number 77. He got 2 goals over the past weekend, and that's pretty much it. So overall, final thoughts on Viktoria Plzeň. I mean, in the Czech Republic League, they're one of the best teams. They're in the challenge for the league, win the Champions League. They're crap. I mean, 0 points. They're one of the worst teams in the Champions League. They somehow got in there. I don't know how, but they're crap. This is their manager, Michael Bellerin. I mean, is he a good manager? Probably not. If you look at, overall thoughts, I mean, I'm really trying to contemplate while I'm doing this match preview. I mean, they're crap. They will probably put up a fight against us because, it's final day. I don't expect them to go to 3 at the back again. Last game for the Champions League against Barcelona. You want to walk away with at least a point. The stadium will be rocking, of course, especially if they get a draw. It'll be all over the place. In Czech Republic, it'll probably be cold out there, so, and they're used to the cold, so they probably could use that to their advantage. But let's be honest, on paper, they're absolutely dog crap, but on the day, at home, nothing to fight for. They definitely can turn up and pull out a result. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list for this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Bellerin, Pique, Dembele, Pedri, Ansu Fati, Varane, Alonso, Jordi Alba, Kessie, De Jong, Raphinha, Iñaki Peña, Ilyas Akumac, Balde, Casado, Gavi, Pablo Torre, Alex Velli, Alvaro Sanz, and Arnaud Tenes. So a lot of changes. First up, no Lewandowski in the squad. Now, it's not because we're resting him. Apparently, he has a minor back discomfort. Of course, Kounde, Garcia out. You have Araujo, Roberto out long term, and still no Christensen and Depay, which for me is a massive blow. They definitely won't be coming back now before the World Cup. It may come, against Almeida or Osasuna, but at that point, what's the point? But other than that, no other changes. We do have some Barcelona B players making the trip, of course, with this game meaning absolutely nothing. That's, of course, a big factor. And also Busquets. Busquets is suspended. Of course, he got 5 yellow cards, but pretty much he got a yellow card in every single game in the Champions League, so he is suspended for this match, so he's serving that suspension. But other than that, no other changes. Let's now get into Hector Bellerin's press conference reaction. As we all know, in the Champions League, a player always accompanies the manager in the press conference, and Hector Bellerin was selected, which means most likely, not guaranteed, but most likely he will start this match. Let's go and see what he had to say during the press conference. He came out saying the match against Viktoria Plzeň, it's an important game for us. It's important to continue with the good dynamics that we have in La Liga. We are Barcelona, and we have to win. We are a team with a lot of quality, and we have to go out motivate and win, and we have to go out motivated and win, and we have to go for everything regardless of our situation. I'm feeling good. I'm fully fit. I missed a preseason, and I need a period of adaptation, but I'm very happy with the minutes I have had so far. Barcelona's objective must be to win titles. Playing against Viktoria Plzeň, I don't know if I played against them yet, but if I do, I'll try as much as possible to go out there and win the match. I want to play every game like any other player, and this team has potential, and I'm enjoying every moment here. The atmosphere in the dressing room is very good. Being knocked out of the Champions League, we are disappointed. We feel that many situations were deserved more. As a team, we are aware of the quality, and we are going to show it in the league. In football, you can't just look at the past every single time, but also in football, not everything is black and white. Every game is different, and things can go better or worse. I think the team is doing well defensively. We don't have to look at ourselves. We're playing against very good opponents. Then asked about his contract, of course, expiring in 2023. He said, on my contract, he said that in my life, I found that you never know what's going to happen to the last moment. The most important thing is to enjoy yourself and keep your mind clear. When the time comes, we'll see. Right now, I'm enjoying my experience. According to reports, he ain't getting that contract renewal. And lastly, Bellerin concluded off by saying that the criticism towards me, I'm a person who doesn't listen to the other people's opinion. For me, the only important opinion is Xavi's. Against Bayern Munich, I hadn't played for a month. I'm a professional, and I always want to be at a good level. To be honest, he has a fair point. And that concluded Bellerin's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Viktoria Plzeň tomorrow. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction. This press conference, of course, this afternoon alongside Bellerin. He's asked a lot of questions from the media. Of course, with a game like this coming up, absolutely meaningless. He's going to be asked a lot of questions. So let's going to see what he had to say in the presser. Firstly, the match against Viktoria Plzeň. It's an important game for us. We want to end this competition with a good performance and continue our good form in the league. The match against Viktoria is also an important duel for players who will have very few minutes, and for the youngsters as well. Every game is an opportunity. He's then asked about the influence of the World Cup on the team's dynamics, saying that look, there's always a risk of injury. Even in training, the players don't have to think about this. When you complete well, you're at your best. The key is to take care of yourself. Then he was asked, of course, about the situation we're currently in the Champions League. He said that look, I lived through the worst period in the club's history from 2000 to 2003, and the best period in the club's history from the time of Rijkaard arrived until I retired. I have to insist, and now is not the time to doubt this team. We have not been able to compete in the very difficult Champions League group, but this year we have taken a step forward. We're in a situation that we did not expect to be eliminated from the Champions League, but we have to believe in our idea and in the team. I'm very positive. I still think we are on the right track, and we will win titles in 2023. He also said that in Munich we did play very well, but just couldn't get the result. He also said that we are calm, but I feel like the fans are going through a roller coaster of feelings. After the draw against Rayo Vallecano, everything was going badly, and then after that we beat 4-1 Real Sociedad. Everything seemed perfect. Every game is a story and a world. To be fair, that's pretty good analogy in my opinion. We had to get into a very good positive dynamic. We're doing well in La Liga. We beat Villarreal, Athletic Club, and Valencia. We're playing good football and being protagonists, and we have a very clear identity of who we are, and we can't lose it. The players at this club will always have to be motivated. I'm motivated even in friendly matches. We are privileged to be here, and we have to enjoy it. Why this match against Viktoria Plzeň is important for prestige and also for professionalism. Tomorrow we have to win and finish the competition well. It's very important for us to have a good feeling going to the last 2 games before the World Cup. Being knocked out of the Champions League, we lost it. We had the chance in our hands, but it slipped away because of our mistakes, adverse situation, and refereeing decisions, which of course, again, absolutely spot on. The Champions League qualification was in our hands on 2 occasions. In Munich, we played well but couldn't win, and against Inter the Camp Nou, we had everything under control, but in the end, we drew. That was also in our hands. And of course, confirms Lewandowski now about his discomfort, saying that Lewandowski does have minor discomfort. He was in the squad list for the match against Viktoria, but in the end, we preferred to rest him, but he will be fine for the match on Saturday. He also confirmed that Iñaki Peña and Pablo Torre will play tomorrow. We will give the minutes to the players who have not played so much so far. Now, when you get to my lineup prediction, I don't have either of these 2 players in. I did record that beforehand, but Xavi saying that, look, a lot of the bench players will be getting some minutes, and also watch out for those Barcelona B players like Alvaro Sanz, Ilyas Akumac getting minutes as well. Then asked about signings in the transfer window, saying that, look, it's too early to think about the transfer window. We have 3 games left until the World Cup break. After them playing them, we'll have a month and a half to make this plans for the squad, but we don't rule anything out. Apparently, Xavi wants a big right back in January over a pivot. We'll talk about that later on, of course. Being knocked out of the Champions League is not important for the attitude. We are playing with our heart on the pitch. It's a question of knowing how to compete better, of maturity, of facing competition with more faith. It's all, of course, a process. Last year, we did not have the level required to compete in the Champions League. This year, we had that level and it was in our hands, but we made mistakes. We had the misfortune of falling into a very strong group and not being up to the task, and that's the reality. Lewandowski is absolutely right. Knowing how to compete at the right time and dominate when you're ahead is important, but this has nothing to do with the style or idea. He means knowing how to compete at certain moments. We're lacking maturity and strength as a team, but I'm motivated despite being eliminated from the Champions League. As a player, I wanted to play every single game, and I saw these opportunities. We were eliminated, but Pedri, Gavi, and the rest want to play. They are all professionals despite their youth, and Xavi ended off the press conference by saying that we will win titles in 2023. So again, he's very confident in the team system, but unfortunately in the Champions League, we didn't live up to expectations. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Viktoria Plzen tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best with this lineup. Of course, it will be very difficult to predict, especially with heavy rotation expected. The question really is, how much rotation will Xavi do? I think I'll go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think I'll go with Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Bellerin, Pique, Alonso, Jordi Alba, midfield 3 of Busquets, De Jong, and Gavi, and a front 3 of Raphinha, Ferran Torres, and Ansu Fati. Starting off in the back 5, I mean, this is the only back 5 he can play because, of course, Eric Garcia injured, Kounde, Christensen could be back, but again, he won't start. You probably want to rest Alejandro Balde. He's been absolutely on fire recently, so this is the only back 4 that Xavi can really form, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. Midfield 3, I think he will go with Busquets, De Jong, and Gavi. I hope he starts Kessie, but my bold prediction is that Xavi will not start Kessie. I think he will go with a fairly strong team in the midfield. Of course, there's not much rotation he can do. I think that his main priority will to give Pedri some rest, of course. And of course, Gavi has not been playing that much over the past few weeks. Bring him back in. I think he'll keep De Jong again to keep his freshness up. And also Busquets, let's be honest, hopefully this weekend he won't play against Almeida, so play him now. That way he can rest, Pedri and other players as well. In the front 3, of course, the priority will probably be to rest Lewandowski and Ousmane Dembele, and that's probably the best front 3 you can form. Again, Depay still not ready to play from the start. We have no natural replacement for Lewandowski as a striker, so in comes in Ferran Torres to play as a makeshift striker. I think it will be Raphinha and Ansu Fati and wing positions. I think based on this lineup, I expect to get at least 8 or 9 right. I think the big question mark for me is that midfield. What would Xavi do? He could start Pablo Torre. Highly doubt that. I think if he were to go a bit off the record, he could go with Kessie at somewhere, but will you put De Jong at the pivot and then Kessie on the right, or vice versa? You could maybe put Busquets and then put Kessie on the right instead of De Jong. We'll wait and see. But I'm very confident the front 3 and the back 4 will stay the same. The question really is the midfield, but that's not I think that Xavi Hernandez will select for this match. But of course, let me know what you think Xavi will go with down in the comments below. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from Xavi's lineup. Basically, I changed only 3 players. Firstly, I brought in Iñaki Peña for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. The Ter Stegen need rest? No, he is the goalkeeper. Of course, keeping it consistent with the goalkeeper is actually good. But I think, you know what? Let's not risk it with Ter Stegen. Of course, he's playing well this season. And honestly, I think Inaki Peña deserves some minutes. We've got nothing to fight for. Give him some Champions League experience. I'd throw him in there. In the midfield, I would make a few changes, even despite the fact that Gavi has not played too much over recent games. I'm not risking him. I will be starting Pablo Torre, Kessie, and Busquets. I'm making Busquets suffer after his crap performances over the past few weeks. Go out there in Czech Republic as a captain, start the match, and go out there and put in the shift. Again, everywhere else, you can't really make any other changes, let's be honest. Of course, I wish we had the full squad fit, that way you can put some rotation in there, but this for me is a full rotation team. If you can change every single player, this is how we look like. So I'm happy with this lineup. I hope Xavi goes with this. I don't think he will. I think he will throw in one or two of the big boys, then take them off probably around the hour mark in the match. But that's the lineup I would select for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below. Would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I've gone with Barcelona to win, because to be honest, I don't care. I will watch this game because I love the club, and I'll watch it no matter what game we play, whether it's Catalonia Super Cup out in South Africa, in Australia, New Zealand. I watch Barcelona because I love the club, but to be honest, absolutely nothing to fight for. This will and does at the moment feel like a friendly match to go out there and get some minutes. I expect Barcelona to win. I think a draw is a very, very likely outcome if Viktoria Plzen go full strength when I get a point at least in the Champions League. I think this is their first time in the Champions League, either ever or in a very, very long time. So I assume they want to, you know, get at least a good result, especially at their home. So I think a draw is a very likely outcome. I don't think we'll lose. I think a loss is damn near impossible. And if we do lose, don't want to cross that bridge. But overall, don't really care about the result, but I will go Barcelona winning this match. But of course, let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was a match preview for Viktoria Plzen versus Barcelona in the Champions League. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, whether to pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup. What do you think Xavi would go with? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me, watch the game with me. Follow me after the match, my match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Nothing to fight for, but hopefully this will be some good vibes. We can walk away with the 3 points. Take care and Forza Barca.